This essay example, as well as thousands of others, is available in text format on our website for free and without registration. Simply Google Ivy Panda Free Essays.
Qualitative research deals with the analysis of data obtained from interviews, while quantitative research is about the analysis of numerical data. Qualitative research is a broad term that refers to investigative techniques that are understood as being naturalistic and participative approaches toward observer research. It focuses upon the significance of examining variables in natural environments where they are present because interactions amongst different variables are important in research. Comprehensive data is gathered by using open-ended questions that aim at getting direct responses. The researcher who conducts interviews is an essential part of the process. This design is different from quantitative research design, which focuses on gathering data through objective procedures to get information relative to relationships, assessments, and predictions. In quantitative research, the researcher aims at determining relationships between independent and dependent variables in any given population. Quantitative research includes a lot of descriptions so that the information is collected only at a single time relative to the responses of subjects. In this context, descriptive studies establish only relationships amongst different variables while experiments establish causality. The main goal of researchers in qualitative research is to provide a thorough and complete picture, while qualitative research aims at classifying features and creating a statistical basis to describe and elucidate the outcomes. Researchers involved in qualitative research are mostly not fully aware of what they are searching for. Because of this characteristic, it is recommended only during the initial phase of any research. In quantitative research, the researcher is fully aware of what he or she is looking for, and hence it is recommended during the later phase of the research project. In qualitative research, the researcher is the main instrument for gathering data, and the data is collected in the form of objects, pictures, or words. Quantitative research involves using instruments such as questionnaires to get statistical information as well as numerical data. Qualitative research design is subjective, involving subjects' interpretation of events, while quantitative design is objective and seeks to make precise measurements and investigation of the targeted concepts. The critique chosen for the final research project is the article titled An Exploration of Counselor Experiences of Adolescents with Sexual Behavior Problems, written by Chassman and co-authors. The study investigates the patterns among 18 Australian and American scholars to determine the effect of their working with young adults facing problems relative to sexual behavior. The research study has reflected upon the previous personal circumstances of counselors in the context of abuse and perceptions of sexual experiences and emotional responses towards subjects. It also deals with the significance of self-monitoring and self-care are discussed in the context of implications of managing such reactions. The paper refers to the usual feelings relative to sadism, anger, guilt, vulnerability, apprehensions, and confusion that cause counselors to refrain from examining the difficulties of clients. The study is essentially designed on a qualitative basis by conducting interviews among members of the counseling community. Firstly, it recognizes that sexual response towards young adults that discuss sexual problems is a natural occurrence. Secondly, it is assumed that the emotions of guilt, worry, and confusion are quite widespread, and such emotions can be avoided if counselors are provided training and education in their early careers. Thirdly, the qualitative design has focused on the fact that such emotions are solved through the use of supervisory relationships such as personal therapies and adopting an open team atmosphere. The paper throws light on the concerns of counselors that is made possible through the use of qualitative techniques. Did you like this locating a research study, qualitative and quantitative design sample? To get more works like this one, make sure to check out the free database of academic paper examples at ivypanda.com. You will find thousands of samples for all your study needs, without even having to register.